Good morning and welcome to the broadcast. This is Digging Life and we are in beautiful Pilot Mountain, North Carolina. I'm kindly on Thanksgiving break. I'm off all week, but we are going to go ahead and do some live streams and talk about some stuff that's going to help you guys as far as getting jobs. Everybody on YouTube wants to do videos about, look at me, look what I can do. And some of them are actually out there teaching you guys on how to do some of this. But knowing how to do stuff is a very small part of doing excavation and grading. The main thing is you've put your advertising out there. You put the word out there that you guys are doing this kind of work. Well, then the phone rings. What do you do then? You know, it's kind of tough for a lot of people. I've made some bullet points here that will help you guys definitely win bids. I've been in business, I know for a fact, 10 years. I've been working for myself off and on, and in recent years, I've just went to full time. So these are all kind of tried and true practices. They will absolutely help you. And I put every one of these bullet points into practice on every single job from start to finish, from the phone call to closing the deal. And there's a big difference in selling yourself and actually closing the deal. Selling and closing the deal, you know, consumers in general, people do not like to be sold. You walk up to somebody and you start doing the salesman game and they automatically, no, I don't want to buy from you. No, I don't want your service, even though they called you. Even though they called you, they don't want you to sell them something, but people love to buy. They love to buy. I love to buy. Me and Kelly go to the furniture store and the salesman walks up. We're like, heck no, we don't want to buy nothing from you. Leave us alone. We're just browsing. And that's what consumers are doing when they invite you to their property. They are browsing. And it's going to get in really helpful later in some of the bullet points here, how you become the only person they browse. And it excites me every time I think about it, because I'm going to show you in this video how to close the door on anybody else that's trying to win the bids. And it's not like an underhanded thing, but it is kind of a dog-eat-dog world. And you, especially you guys who are just starting in the business, it's especially hard because you're not used to going and talking to customers. You're not used to interacting. And that makes it hard. You know, you're shy, you don't know what to say, you don't know what to do. Biggest thing, just be honest. Be honest with your consumer. Be honest with your client. Don't try to fill them full of a bunch of bull. The first thing from start to finish is your energy. If you're just blah and you just answer the phone, hello, what is that? You know, you've got to make somebody feel like you're excited to get that phone call. You've got to make them feel like they are your best friend that you haven't talked to in 10 years. Answer the phone, and I'm always Southeastern Land Specialist. This is Todd. How can I help you? And when you say that, if you make yourself smile, your smile is going to go through the phone. They're going to know you're smiling. It's in your voice, okay? So energy from start to finish with a client, from the first phone call till you collect your payment and you say goodbye, you should be smiling the whole time and you should have energy. You should be just thrilled. And if you're not thrilled doing this business and you're not happy doing it, maybe it's the wrong business for you. You need to be happy doing this, and I want you guys to be happy. And that's one reason that I'm making these videos, is to make this industry something fun for you. You need to enjoy it. There's a lot of guys doing this that are just in for the money, and they're aggravated all the time. If it rains, holding their money up, aggravated. That's no way to live. Speak clearly. This is the hardest thing for me because I'm a hillbilly. I speak Appalachianese. I am from the mountains of North Carolina. And enunciation, we have no use for it in our society. But a lot of our clients are moving up from Florida or from the Northeast, and they can't understand a thing you're saying if you have a thick accent. Try to put emphasis on those T's, I's, enunciate. It will help you, because there is a stigma that comes along with somebody that has a thick accent that you're not intelligent. And maybe I am not intelligent, but you can fake it. You know, you can fake being a little bit smart, right? that's just the stigma that comes along with it. If you don't just speak a normal English accent, then people think differently of you. So just try to kind of blend it in, enunciate, and this is actually me enunciating. And it's still hillbilly. I love me. Hopefully y'all love me. It's all good. Energy, speak clearly. That's going to get you in the door. Be happy to hear from your customer. And when you're first starting and you're not getting a lot of calls, more likely you're going to be happy when the phone rings. Put that energy out there. One big point that people are going to love you for is if you answer the phone by the third ring. Answer that phone by the third ring, because people are impatient. There are people out there that will, on that third ring, hang up, go back to their Google page, and pick another contractor. So and I don't always do this. I'm a lot of times out in the woods working. A lot of times I don't have cellular service, and that's where your voicemail comes into play. You've got to make your voicemail just as happy and cheerful as if it was you talking to them. Don't make a voicemail that leads in right away that, I'm sorry, I can't come to the phone. Nobody's going to like that. Your voicemail should start just like you answered the phone. Southeastern Land Specialist, this is Todd. How can I help you? Just like that. But cut off the how can I help you and add in there, your call is very important to me. Not, I can't come to the phone right now. Your call is very important to me. And then you just leave your generic. Please leave your name and number, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. That's important. So now, third ring, guys, answer the phone and energy. Energy, charisma. This is your moment to win this customer. And each step from here on out needs to be a step to winning the customer. Customers like happy people, even if they're in a bad mood. A bad mood plus a bad mood is not going to have a good outcome. That is that part of it. You answering that phone, okay? Now the next step, you need to set up an appointment with people. You've got to set up an appointment to go look at the job. Now, a lot of people don't have a lot of time. They're going to take off from work to meet you. They're going to put off a family event. They're going to put off dinner with somebody. They're going to put something aside to meet with you. Everybody has busy lives. Be on time. And by on time, I mean no more than 15 minutes early. This is when you're first getting started and every bid counts. I don't always make it there by the 15 minutes. Sometimes I'm running a little behind. I have to spend a little bit more time with another customer. I don't rush through quotes. But when you are first starting and your quotes are scarce, and they are few, every single one of them matters. Every single one of them you need to treat as if it is the one that's going to make or break you. Okay, so get there no more than 15 minutes early. Do not be late. Do not be late. Because if you can't show up on time, how are you going to make a gravel delivery on time if you've got dump truck service? How are you going to get this job done by the time the wedding date arrives? How are you going to do this? I've done that. I've had to do grading for a wedding venue, and I had to have it done in time for it to be ready. Granted it was spring, but it takes grass time to grow. I had a deadline. You don't want to be late. Now that you've arrived at the quote, you're on time. You're in that 15-minute window that you gave yourself. When you get out of the car or truck, whatever it is, you don't get out and you just stand there and look around. You're not there to scope out the tops of the trees. You're not there to figure out if you can rob the joint, but that's what it's going to look like you're doing. When you get out, you walk straight to the customer. You walk straight to the client and you're smiling. Be happy. Walk upright. Don't be hunched over. You may feel shy, and a lot of people are shy. A lot of people are not good at meeting new people. Psych yourself up, whether it's music, positive self-talk, psych yourself up. And when you get there to meet that customer, if you have to, imagine there's somebody you do know. Pretend they're your Uncle, Jeff or Aunt Una from Altoona. just imagine that. Walk up to them. They are welcoming you there. You shouldn't feel uncomfortable. They have welcomed you to their property or their home, and they want you there. So there's no reason to be shy. Walk up to them. Now, this is kind of a iffy thing right now because a lot of people don't want you within 6 feet of them. Some people don't want you to shake their hand. But the flip side, there are some people who are okay. And there are some people who want to stand close to you. They want to develop a relationship. They want to shake your hand. And this is you guys each an individual preference. I'm not going to say if you don't wear a mask, you're a sorry person. And I'm not going to say the opposite, okay? It's your personal choice, okay? One thing that will help you is when you're in that phone call, ask them, would you like for me to wear a mask when I come to meet you? And if they're like, no, it's all good. That's the person that wants to shake your hand more than likely. Okay? If they say, yeah, if you don't mind, then put the mask on. Okay? Put your pride, put the point you're trying to make aside. You've got a living to make. So put the mask on, smile behind that mask, because even though your face is covered, people can see your eyes smiling, and that's going to help. See what I'm saying? Now, if you frown, smile. Okay? People can see the smile in your eyes, and it will still work. Moving on to the next point. You've got to talk to a customer as if they're going to be actively doing this job with you. This is not a show up and this is what I'm going to do for you. This is what I'm going to do with you. And tell them, you are the artist, I'm the paintbrush. I am just the paintbrush. I move the dirt. I move the gravel. I move the rock. But they're the artist. And you've got to make them feel like their vision that they want their land to be or what they need you to do, boom, you're going to do it. You're going to make it happen. Push that through to them. Another thing is empathy. You've got to care about the project. And any contractor who does not care about his projects is not a contractor. If you get there and you're going to tailgate a dump truck load of gravel, you've got to care how smooth it comes out. I do. If it's not just like water pouring out of the truck, I'm not satisfied. That's how it is. As simple as a, gravel spread or scraping a driveway, I care. So you've got to make the customer feel like you really care about this. Enthusiasm. You have got to be enthusiastic. If you are not enthusiastic and you're just kind of blah and it's just another job, the customer's going to pick up on that. They are going to know that it's just another job for you and that it's nothing important. This is somebody's land. This is somebody's home. It's something they've worked for. It's something they paid a lot of money in this day and age for. And if you act like it's no big deal or you don't care, then they're not going to care about you and they're not going to be impressed. The biggest thing, this is where you shut the door on unprofessional, lazy contractors. Don't go into a project saying it's my way or the highway. I'm going to do it this way and that's the only way I'm going to do it. Because not everybody can afford your way. We're here to be professionals. I'm thankful for my viewers. Most of my viewers are either people who really care about the industry or they care about the work that they do. They're proud of what they do. And here it comes. 3 options. Every single job and every single bid that you give, you need to have in that bid option A, B, C, option 1, 2, 3. People price shop to have something to compare to. Now, you've answered the phone on the 3rd ring. You got to that bid first. Now, you've gone over the job. They know you care about it. They know you want the job. When you put 3 bids out, do you think they're going to want to go through your 3 bids and then still have more people come and give more bids? More than likely not. People do not want to put that effort out. You need to cater to the client. You've got to cater to them. And I outline it. I'm going to do grading with this machine or these machines. This is how much material I'm going to bring. And that is where your 3 options are the easiest for you guys who are just getting started. Your machinery and the grading, a lot of times, like say a driveway, that's going to be the same. But whether you put 4 inches of road bond down, whether you put 8 inches, whether you put road fabric down, then material, With road fabric, you don't have to put as much material. That's where your 3 options. Right there was 3 options. 4 inches of material, 8 inches of material, or road fabric with 4 to 6 inches of material. You've given them options, and you're giving them several different prices. And they need to be pretty spaced out. You need to have, say, like in the case of a driveway, and I have done them that are this extreme. Like, say, $2,500 for a driveway job, but your next option up may be $4,800. But then the best job you can do, the perfect grading, you put your fabric down, and the perfect amount of material, which is not skimping. You don't put that bare minimum. When you put fabric and 8 inches down, it might be a $7,000 job. And that is where you're going to win every bid. And you're going to still make roughly the same labors and the same equipment uses. That is where you're going to win each and every bid. And you're going to be able to cater to people who may not make as much money. You may be able to cater to the middle class, and then you're going to be able to cater to the upper class. And I have mixed feelings about calling people by classes, because we're all people. We're all doing similar things. But the fact of the matter is, one person may only be able to afford this much. Don't you want to help them too? Don't you want to be able to get the potholes out of their driveways and fix it? Then sure, you want to help those people. It bothers me when I can't get a price down low enough and do a good job for somebody. That's hard for me, and it's difficult. So 3 options, pretty big difference in your price range, but get the job done. And make them understand this lowest price, this is how well it's going to hold up. This is how long it's going to roughly last. But if you go with this option or this option, it's going to be better and it's going to hold up. So that's the biggest thing about this whole video. You know, you guys don't have to stick around, but those 3 options, that is what's going to win almost every bid. I win almost every bid I do. I wish I could tell you a percentage, but I really do. To close it out, don't be pushy. When you are trying to close this deal and you got the 3 options, don't be pushy. Don't be pushy in making them decide right now. Because me personally, if somebody pushes me, I shut them down. I say, I'm not dealing with you, I want another salesman. I'll come back and deal with another salesman. I'm not dealing with somebody who's pushy. But at the same time, if somebody's kind of ready to make a deal and you know you're giving them fair prices and you're going to do a good job and you're going to follow through, then don't be afraid to go ahead and ask for that 20% deposit to lock it down on the calendar. Because typically people that, if they think about something too long, they're going to change their mind. They're going to do something, or they're going to, if they're not good at keeping records, they're going to forget about you. And later on in a month or 2, when they decide, yeah, I'm ready to do this, I can't remember that guy's name. I loved him and I loved his options, but I can't remember him. They're going to call somebody else and potentially get ripped off. That's the bummer of it, guys. That's the bummer of it. So you got to stay in contact. You got to stay in contact with your customers. And always do follow-up calls. Don't feel like I'm bothering them. Don't feel like that maybe I shouldn't call them. Maybe I shouldn't follow up. They're going to remember your number more than likely. So go ahead and call them up and just say, hey, this is Todd, Southeastern Land Specialist. Just wanted to follow up with you if you had any questions about the bid and if there's any way that we can make amendments to make it fit into a budget specific for you. So I'm not going to draw this video out, guys. I mean, that's one thing that I really wanted to cover and help you guys win the bid.